Good morning. My name is Mel Packer. I'm the Green Party candidate for the U.S. Senate in Pennsylvania. I want to talk to you for a couple of minutes about the attack on the Gaza Freedom Flotilla that occurred just yesterday, where at least 9, perhaps more civilians were killed by Israeli defense forces who rappelled down onto their ship in the middle of the night. This is, without a doubt, an act of international piracy and state-sponsored terrorism against innocent civilians who are attempting to break an illegal blockade imposed by Israel against Palestinian citizens who have been suffering from this blockade for 1.5 years since Israel first leveled a good deal of Gaza in its brutal assault that killed at least 1,400 civilians. We must understand that as U.S. citizens, we have a special responsibility to oppose this. It is our tax dollars are being used to fund Israel and to even fund these assaults. And as such, we bear a special responsibility to those Palestinians to demand an end to U.S. aid to Israel, and particularly U.S. military aid to Israel, and to demand of our President, of our Congress, that this must stop now. Further, we must understand that continuing to march in lockstep with the nation of Israel will not do our nation any good, will not do the citizens of Israel any good, and certainly will not aid the Palestinians. For far too long, we've been linked with these policies. We have been blindly marching in that lockstep and have stopped any criticism of Israel at the same time. And this must stop. Back in the 1980s, many of us joined in the protests against the apartheid regime of South Africa. And by doing so and participating in the boycott, sanctions, and divestment movement back then, we were able to help bring an end to that brutal and racist regime. We can do no less for the Palestinians at the current time, and we have a special responsibility to do so. I urge you to support that movement, and I urge you to support all movements and all protests that are going on right now against this brutal act by the State of Israel against these civilians in this convoy. Palestinians must be freed. Humanitarian aid must get in. The blockade must be ended. I urge you to write to your congresspeople. I urge you to take to the streets. I urge you to join the protests. I urge you to donate to those groups, including the very, very many thousands of Israeli civilians who protest their own government's policies and are all too often unheard. But if you go on the web, you will find them. Our collective conscience demands no less of each of us as U.S. citizens, and I hope you will answer that call now. I ask you to do this in the name of humanity. If you find yourself in agreement with this, or if you wish to comment on this statement, please go to my website at melpacker.com. I welcome your participation. Thank you.